Good morning, beautiful beings of light and love who chose to incarnate at the same time as me on planet Earth. Thank you so much. My name is Natalie. This is Natalie Levin Astrology. I'm so happy to be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is Wednesday, December 7th, 2022, and I wonder if any of you actually slept last night. I did not. We are having so much activation of the super fast moving wind of Gemini energy. The moon right now is in Gemini, and with the moon in Gemini right this moment, and she went into Gemini last night, sometime during the night. And when that happened, it can evoke a lot of cerebral activity, like think racing mind, a lot of movement, thoughts that are going this way and that. It's not a particularly peaceful and restful moon. So when the moon lands in Gemini, it's this invitation to know that it's okay. This is an invitation to you. I invite you to take what you like and leave the rest about what I say, because I am seeing the astrology through the veil of my experience in this lifetime. And if it doesn't match for you, you may let it go. You take what you like and leave the rest about what I say. So here we have the moon, which is our collective emotional worlds, in this sign that is about air, such swiftly moving air, which for me does not, when it's really windy outside, I can't sleep very well at that point either, because it's just like the wind is so active and blowing the trees. And right now, the moon is about 7 degrees away from the planet Mars, which is fire. When the moon landed in Gemini in the middle of the night, I imagined this energy of a brush fire started up, like, and I also am noticing that it can feel irritating, and you might have awoken feeling irritable. If that's the case for you, that sounds expected. I'm not surprised. And this is an opportunity to sit with all of these feelings of irritation that we, as humans, as living beings, we usually do everything we can to avoid discomfort. Most animals and beings that are in bodies do what they can to avoid being uncomfortable. And what would it be like to invite yourself with the energy of this full moon in Gemini to become comfortable, or to practice sitting with discomfort, to sit with the ache in your shoulder, to sit with your feelings of being irritated with someone else, to sit with this sensation of impatience. These are all, I know for me, one of the things that if I felt any of those feelings, I would go and do something to distract myself from it, to do something to avoid it, to do something to numb it out. And when I finally slowed down with a lot of support and a lot of help, and allowed myself to feel these feelings that I've been running away from for so long, I now feel like I have much more choice. I have much more ability to be an energetic container for myself and therefore for others. What would it be like for you today? Let's just say just for today, Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. Right now it's 9:44 a.m. with this full moon that's bubbling up, which is also very exciting. You might have some fantastic new ideas today that you won't necessarily be able to implement, and you can start to put in little seeds of structure for them. What would it be like for you to allow those ideas to bubble up? If you feel impatient to make them happen and start them, can you sit with that impatience? Can you allow yourself to say, oh my gosh, I feel really uncomfortable. I feel like I'm in a rush. Gemini is fast moving. Mars is involved in this full moon. So it's this fire and air. It feels like it can feel like a 5-alarm fire. And can the invitation be to, okay, wow, I feel like there's an enormous emergency. Is it really true? Is it possible that I'm simply having a big emotion, and a big emotion is not necessarily an emergency? What would it be like for me to wait, let's say 24 hours or even 48 hours, to take any action on what feels like an emergency right this moment? Because I'm wondering, I imagine your feeling state around it will shift when the moon goes into Cancer. I wonder what it feels like to hear me say all this. I also want to let you know that I'm doing a much more in-depth video about this full moon, which will be featured on Nadia Shah's channel later today. Today is December 7th, 2022. So I invite you to head on over to her YouTube channel to subscribe, and you can hear me giving, it's like an hour and 20-minute video about this full moon. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I do have one opening available still today until what is today? Wednesday, until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow, Thursday, I have one opening available. You may write to me. I'll put my email address underneath this video. And if you're interested in that appointment, you may write to me. I still have one appointment open for tomorrow, Thursday. Thank you so much. natalielevinastrology.com, and I will be in contact.